All right. Well, these guys are entering the waiting room. So this is your first day today? Renisha? Welcome, Mr. Burnett. These desks are supposed to be on the blue line. So you guys make sure your desks on the blue line. So I had all of them spaced out appropriately in accordance to the guidelines. Do you have a Chromebook yet? Okay. When we start this video, I'm gonna have Gus walk you down to the tech department and see if we can get you a Chromebook to start. Okay. Good morning, everybody on Zoom here. Going to share the screen with you. Those of you in class, go to Canvas and go to modules, please, and go to week 15. Just go ahead and sit in the back, get your work started. All right. Today's schedule is a normal schedule. Normal bell schedule, all that stuff. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share here. And those of you on Zoom and those of you in the room, you can see Canvas here. So I'm going to go to modules. And when I do that, I'll page down here. To week 15. And couple of just notes of information. The intro, as of yesterday when I had checked, I had 49. So now I have 51 submitted. So if you didn't submit your intro, those of you, 4 of you in the room, and those of you on Zoom, make sure that this gets turned in. At least, today is Wednesday, so today's Thursday, so I will probably get to grading this as soon as I can. So get that turned in if you do not have it turned in, and at this point, send it directly to me, please, okay? You'll still get full credit. The other piece of business then is today we're going to start off with another quick video, but this time you're going to have some questions to answer. So the questions to answer are right here. I did put the link there for somebody that can't get into Zoom, like Brooklyn, who's tried 8 times. So we're going to watch, I've got the video queued up here. And these are the questions I want you to answer in this discussion post. So obviously I'll give you a minute or two to answer them after we're done watching the video. Why would the plague not spread across the Sahara Desert? Ibn Battuta and the Tuareg were trading blank, which was important because Ibn Battuta traded his salt with what kingdom? And then Timbuktu was known for its university. Why was this university so impressive? So we're building on what we learned yesterday about Mansa Musa and the amount of gold that he had. And we're going to watch a little bit of a film here on the Sahara Desert, why it was so brutal. So I previewed this again this morning. It's pretty good, pretty interesting. All right, so I'll move this over. And I'm going to figure out where, there it is. I'm going to stop the share, get it to the screen that I want. And I'm going to make this bigger. Here we go. All right, so you all have the questions ready? You good? Okay. We have people coming in casually late here.
The Sahara, the largest desert on the planet.
Yes.
A Syrian wilderness, the size of the United States. The toughest challenge an explorer can face. Ibn Battuta. He left Morocco at age 21, vowing never to travel the same road twice. He's explored over 40 countries, but this is his first time in the Sahara. He set off into a desert, totally devoid of signs. There's no road, no track, only sand. But at this time, the Sahara holds the key to mankind's survival. The plague rages through Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. It's killed up to a fifth of the world's population. In Damascus, Syria, Ibn Battuta records 2,400 deaths in a single day. But the Sahara is a barrier against the pandemic. With temperatures up to 135 degrees, the plague can't survive the heat of the desert. Few living things can.
The Sahara is vast. It's the definition of awful place to be. There's no water. It's incredibly hot. Your eyes are playing tricks on you. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. It's an incredible ordeal.
The body's cooling system shuts down. Heat stroke.
And you stop sweating because you have no ability to get rid of fluid to allow you to cool down. You stop thinking. And it's that erratic, bizarre behavior that ultimately leads to death.
Ibn Battuta's life in the hands of his traveling companions, the Tuareg. Nomads from North Africa. They've lived in the Sahara for over 1,000 years, trading something we take for granted today, what was once one of the most valuable commodities on the planet. Salt.
Salt was everything. Salt was the difference between life and death.
Before refrigeration, salt was the key to preserving food. It absorbs water and stops bacteria from growing. Salted food can last for a year without spoiling.
Access to salt determined whether you were powerful. I can't send an army across water or great distances without provisions. Their provisions are going to go bad if they're not salted.
The Tuareg have discovered a rich supply under their feet. Millions of years ago, the Sahara was a sea. As the water evaporated, left behind huge salt deposits. The salt trade is the Tuareg's livelihood. They mine it at Tekhaza in the middle of the Sahara, then trek hundreds of miles south to the markets in the great cities of the Mali Empire, and Timbuktu. But it is a dangerous journey in a deadly landscape. The greatest fear of every traveler, a sandstorm. Whipped up in seconds by 70-mile-per-hour winds.
When a sandstorm hits, it fills the air with sand, fills your lungs, fills your eyes and your nose. You can't see. This wind and this sand can strip the paint off a car. Shelter or you die.
Part of our party was lost in the desert. After that, we never went ahead or never lagged behind again. After 2 months in the Sahara, Ibn Battuta's camel train reaches its destination, the cities of Mali. Travelers have nothing to fear. They gave me gifts of food and showed me the utmost generosity. May God reward them for their kindness. Tuareg merchants can now trade their precious cargo. In Mali, salt is so in demand, it's traded for gold. Today, most gold in the world has to be mined deep underground. In Mali, it flows out of the bedrock of the river Niger. At this time, as much as 2/3 of the world's known gold reserves are in West Africa. The key turns Mali's rulers into some of the richest men in the world, and their cities into centers of learning.
What day was it?
Timbuktu University, one of the oldest in the world.
Uh-huh.
The first in sub-Saharan Africa, up to 25,000.
Dude, this guy's attendance is shady as they'll get out.
Population.
Okay.
Students,
Sorry. Yeah.
over 300,000 scrolls. One of the greatest libraries in the Islamic world. Scholars from lots and lots of places went there to study the school. It was a worldwide web. It was a place where information was held. This is Africa's golden age. In the south, Great Zimbabwe, the leading city of stone, legendary site of King Solomon's mines. In the highlands of Ethiopia, an ancient Christian empire claiming to descend from the Queen of Sheba. East Coast, Kilwa, one of Africa's busiest ports. Ibn Battuta will return to Morocco and write the oldest surviving account of Timbuktu and the wealth of Africa. The Tuareg will carry their gold back across the Sahara. Its destination across the Mediterranean to Europe. African gold will be key to the greatest explosion of ideas the Western world has ever known. It'll make some men rich
Sorry.
and others wretched.
What are they referencing at the end there? What does it cause? What does it cost for Western Europe? Anyone know? Word that starts with an R. Ends in a Renaissance. Oh, the Renaissance. Yes, yes. So gold from Ghana, Mali, and Songhai will end up eventually fueling the movement known as the Renaissance. All right. Here's what we are going to do. So we're going to go back to Canvas here. I'm going to share the screen. And we're going to take a moment to go over these questions here, and then you can put them in the discussion post for a quick participation points today. So why would the plague not spread across the Sahara Desert? Okay, Luke Rout, you got to say it loud. Okay, temperatures of 135 degrees, it could not survive the heat. So that's why it stopped in North Africa, the spread of the plague, and really about in Egypt. Ibn Battuta and the Tuareg were trading blank, which is important because what? Somebody on Zoom, raise your hand, please. Help us out. Olivia.
Salt, because it was key to preserving food.
Salt, because it was preserving food. Correct. Okay, for up to a year. All right. Ibn Battuta traded his salt with what kingdom? Starts with 4 letters. We talked about it yesterday. Davion.
Mali Empire.
The Mali Empire. So, gold for, so the salt was traded, yeah, for gold, which is crazy, the fact that salt was that valuable, okay? So that obviously brought enormous wealth to Timbuktu and Mali. So question 4 says Timbuktu was known for its university. Why was this university so impressive? We looked at this yesterday also a little bit. Why was the university at Timbuktu so impressive? Who's anybody? Looking for somebody on Zoom to raise their hand. You can give me one reason. There's multiple. Okay, Olivia.
There were over 300,000 scrolls that were available to be studied.
Okay, 300,000 scrolls there, which were available to be studied. Correct. Over 200,000 students. Is that correct? Pretty impressive. Yeah. Okay, so this became, travelers all over the world came across the desert, made that nasty trek. Okay, you saw with the sandstorms, everything, and obviously you could get lost out there and die just to study at this university. Okay, so you're just going to put the answers in. If you copy and pasted the question, that's fine. And then put them in this discussion post. And then that'll be your attendance for a day also. So those of you who are napping in your bed, if you don't post on this, you will not get credit for being here. So make sure that you post. Okay, because I can see some of you literally in bed, which is weird. All right. That kind of brings us to our next order of business then. So since I still have the share here, I'm going to leave this as you maybe are finishing up typing. And I want to go back to modules. And under week 15, okay, your African Kingdom travel brochure or poster. Okay, I have 6 submissions. I said if you got it done by the beginning of class tomorrow, you'd have the opportunity for up to 3 extra credit points. You're going to get another, 25 minutes to work on this in class, but you will get no more time after today. So if you're having trouble finding the rubric, once you press download on here on Canvas, it goes to your Google Docs. Okay, just a reminder, and follow the rubric. Okay, I'll even look at a couple that were turned in. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this was a good one. I know because I already looked at it. 4 slides, captions for the slides. Appears fairly organized. Okay. See how he has a caption for the picture of Mansa Musa. Map, where it was, time frame. Don't need the flag. Trade route, that's great. Here's some more pictures. City. Okay, pretty basic, but and then facts are over here. Most important crop is cotton, gold and salt. Here are the famous cities. Biggest trade industry was gold. Okay, so that would be a good example of what you'd want to turn in. Again, if you can get it in by Friday, beginning of class tomorrow, you get up to 3 points extra credit. All right. And so hopefully you can get that done in the next 25 minutes. I don't really want you finishing that if you haven't turned in your intro yet for the week. Your textbook reading, okay, which, if you remember right, is textbook readings at the top of Canvas on week 15 under modules. And the intro, let's see if anyone else turned it in while we were sitting here. Nope, 51 still. Okay. All right, for those of you on Zoom, there's a lot of people missing. We're missing about 8 people today. So do not sign off yet. I don't have an attendance sheet right in front of me, so what I'm going to have to do is take a picture of your names here and take attendance that way. And I've got it done. So you can leave the Zoom and get your work done. And I'm going to send out a reminder of who's presenting tomorrow in class for the current event. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.